Hello. There's a trend within the pharmacy industry in relation to online pharmacies. Amazon is an e commerce giant and has made a proposal to start its own online pharmacy. You may be asking the question, why Amazon Online Pharmacy? Amazon has a large customer base, and this would be a way to get rid of multiple retail pharmacies. I'm here to inform you about the proposal of having Amazon Pharmacy to be a main pharmacy to dispense prescriptions instead of having multiple retail pharmacies across the nation. All manufacturers will work within Amazon to supply and dispense all medications to patients in the United States. So some issues within retail pharmacy. I'd first like to discuss the inconvenience that patients have when they pick up prescriptions, especially elderly patients and long-term ill patients. It is difficult for them to drive up to pharmacies and pick up their prescriptions. By having an online pharmacy that is able to deliver the prescriptions right to their front door, it makes it more convenient. There's been another issue within the retail pharmacy level, which has been drug shortages. I work within the pharmacy and we go out of medications many times a month, depending on which type of medications. Patients like to have the same manufacturer, color pill, and size of the pill. However, when we have a drug shortage, we usually get supplies from a different manufacturer, and this is because of the drug shortage. Patients usually have an issue with this because they're not familiar with the different size or color medication, even though it does the exact same thing. Another issue within retail pharmacy is workforce issues. There's been an abundance of pharmacists who've been applying to the retail level of pharmacy, however, not as many technicians. This is an issue because pharmacists need technicians in order to run the pharmacy, and technicians take care of things, like pickups and drop-offs, as well as, filling prescriptions. So this becomes a major issue within the retail pharmacy level. And according to CEO of Visante, his name is James Jorgensen. I read from a source that he said that many retail pharmacies are having issues with their drug shortages, and they're sending patients actually back to different pharmacies. Like, say you go to King Soopers, now they send you to Walgreens because they don't have the medication. So there's an abundance of pharmacists and not enough technicians, which he also discusses in the source. So now I want to transition into discussing some of the Amazon Pharmacy benefits. The Amazon Pharmacy will use mail order, which makes it more accessible and convenient for patients who are elderly and who have long-term illnesses or even are in nursing homes. And another benefit to this is that retail pharmacists can now go to work in Amazon facilities. They'll have a need for pharmacists and technicians to work within the facility. So even though they are taking over the retail pharmacy, it would be a benefit to the retail pharmacists to work for Amazon because they'll have multiple locations throughout the nation. Another benefit to the Amazon pharmacy is to combat this drug shortage. By getting medications from the same manufacturers and suppliers. Since there will only be one sole main pharmacist or pharmacy, the Amazon Online Pharmacy, the manufacturers will be able to supply continuously to just Amazon instead of competing with Walgreens and CVS and Rite Aid and Walmart. According to CNBC, I read an article about how Amazon is getting into the pharma space. And they said in the article that 4 billion prescriptions are dispensed in the U.S. and are filled at one of 60,000 retail pharmacy locations. So this just shows that there are multiple locations for patients to go to. However, it becomes inconvenient because they have to drive to those places even under conditions where they're not well and need their medications right away. So Amazon can combat this by using mail order. And the article states that with Amazon as the main or even sole distributor of the prescriptions, that it would be more convenient for patients to order their prescriptions through online system. And then another suggestion I would make to Amazon, and that would help this online pharmacy, would be having IT assistance. So elderly patients and those who are not as tech savvy with computers or phones, they'll be able to teach these patients how to use the ordering system and the process to get their prescriptions to their home, as well as how to set up automatic refills when they run out of prescriptions or need them monthly or every 3 months. And another way that these IT assistants can help patients would be to contact the doctor when there are no more refills, so that the patient can get their medication the next day. So it could speed up the process for patients instead of waiting multiple days to hear back from their doctor. And then I read from another source, the WBR Insights, that those patients that have long-term illness or are living in nursing homes are unable to leave, and retail pharmacy makes it difficult for them to find someone or go themselves to pick up their medication. So by having home delivering, Amazon, they're able to help make it convenient for those patients who also do not have transportation or are very seriously ill and are bedridden. So it saves them the hassle so that it can be delivered to their front door. The article also stated that Amazon already sells medical equipment and supplies to people all over the world. So they have that experience within the medical field. So by filling prescriptions, it's not something new that they would need exposure, experience, or knowledge for. So they also sell things like vitamins, supplements, and other holistic medications that are non-prescription. However, using the prescription medications now, it'll be of ease to them since they already have this background. And then Amazon recently, I read an article that they bought PillPack for $753 million. And PillPack supplies pre-sorted medications to ongoing and chronic medications to patients. And according to Ankur Banerjee and Bill Burkott, Amazon has widened its scope to help people who have these needs for these sort of medications, the chronic medications. So Amazon has a huge customer base area now to work with, and the shipping infrastructure in order to take over the prescription drug market in the US. And now we are going to discuss how Amazon can take over retail pharmacies such as CVS, Walgreens, Walmart, and many more. So the major competition that Amazon has is, even though it has its huge customer base and shipping infrastructure, the competition is still out there with other retail pharmacies who have been very unhappy with Amazon announcing their new online pharmacy yet to come. So their competition includes CVS Health, Walgreens Boots Alliance, Walmart, and pharmacy benefits such as CVS, Express Scripts, and United Health Group. So the article I read from the IBJ, or the Indianapolis Business Journal, talked about how Amazon is disrupting the pharmacy market. And the disruption lies in Amazon being an e-commerce giant, disrupting the nation's $400 billion pharmacy market. And he included some statistics, such as saying that Amazon, the day Amazon announced their acquisition to take over the pharmacy market, retail pharmacy companies like CVS, Walgreens, and Rite Aid lost more than $11 billion in their market value. So Amazon taking over these would obviously have a gain. They had a 2% increase in their market just by announcing that they're going to be starting their online pharmacies. So more and more people are coming to them to get their supplies instead of going even for supplements and things like that, even to like Sprouts. So they already have an increased market just by announcing it. So just imagine when they finally settle and set up their online pharmacy, they'll be growing. And Amazon also said in the article that they are going to be using their existing facilities for online pharmacy. So even though they will be using the same warehouses to package and deliver their prescriptions, they'll still need medical professionals like pharmacists, pharmacist technicians, and interns to work within the pharmacy department in Amazon to fill prescriptions. So in order to help patients struggling with long-term illness, the elderly patients, and those who struggle to make it to pharmacies based on, age, family life, work, jobs, and maybe the pharmacy closes after their work ends. Amazon wants to create a solution. So the Amazon online pharmacy will be a positive impact to the public's health because Amazon will solve inconvenience and multiple manufacturers and suppliers of medication, which most people who attend or who go to retail pharmacies complain about the most. And so current pharmacists can also go and work for the online pharmacy within Amazon. And I think this will be a positive impact to the pharmacy industry.